Okay. All right, everything works again. Oh boy, am I tired. I'm an old man today. I walked from my work back to my apartment after having less than 3 hours of sleep and working for almost 5 hours, 4.5 hours, and then took a crash out. The little definition of crash the fuck out for 3 hours. Woke up, chilled actually for a little bit while, did my dailies and stuff. Shit, I needed to make Musume today, didn't I? Fuck. And yeah, and then I had to go do an errand for work, and work errand. And I was like, well, I'm in the area, I might as well stop by a close enough GameStop and pick up a Switch 2 Pro controller instead of me having to spend time and money doing it later on. But it was also 30 minutes walking in the heat. In the heat. Oh wait, no. I forgot. So this game, I forgot. You don't want to do this. You want to go here and then start the game from here, right? Yeah, we are. Let me go. I'm not going anywhere until I see her. I'm sorry, Wallace, but she's already passed. There was nothing more they could have done. Well, somebody is dead already? We'll say that. Okay, that's bad for me to say, but that's neat. There was nothing more they could have done. How? This academy teaches the best mages in the kingdom. Are you telling me that they couldn't do anything? Her condition was much worse than we thought. The kingdom's magic isn't advanced enough to treat something like this. Lucio Steele can rain meteors from the sky. William Freaka can teleport entire caravans across the continent. Are you exaggerating, or these people actually do this stuff? Are you telling me that your mages couldn't cure one disease? I'm sorry, I truly am. Emily. The Walking Dead. Oh, great. How many spin-offs is this fucking episode gonna get? Beating it with like a goddamn dead horse. I'm sorry, Celeste, but there's no way out of this. Just give me a second. I can still win this. Celeste, there's no way for you to avoid checkmate next turn. Just surrender. There, what about that? Checkmate. Damn it. Would you two keep it down? We are in a library. I hope you didn't spend the entire morning playing around. I've been working hard, Ruby. I've already learned 2 new spell formulas since we got here. Well, at least there's that. What about you, Cuthbert? Well... I couldn't find any books about the subject we've been looking into. What if I were to combine a fucking JRPG with a mystery? Or like an attorney murder mystery? Has that been done before? If it hasn't, I said it here first. If it has, then it'd be cool that I could play it. Does the kingdom seriously lack knowledge about it? Or do we need to look somewhere else? Are you sure you can't tell me what you're researching? I've traveled around the world. I might have seen something like it. Ooh, that's a scary thing. We have a spell that no one else knows is even a thing. Sorry, it's not something I can really talk about. Fine. If I had to guess, I would say they're looking into supernatural phenomena. Whoa, what the wait! That's the girl that was in his like dreams, right? The one that was a little crazy. Hmm. In my nightmares before the murder of Celeste's dad. Hmm. I'm terribly sorry if I startled you, but I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Eris, you can't just... Oh, I'm sorry. It's fine, Wallace. I'm sorry, but who are you two? Sorry, that was incredibly rude of me. My name is Eris Ilmater. Matter or Mater? Hmm. And this is Wallace Nightgrave. We're both students here. Not to be rude, but that was a private conversation. Just how much did you hear? I wonder. Reading about the supernatural is actually a hobby of mine. I might be able to help you with your research, Mr. Cuthbert. What makes you so sure that this is what we're researching? Mr. Cuthbert has a bad habit of muttering to himself when he thinks. I assume that his research had something to do with the supernatural. Whoopsie daisy. But anyways, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Of course, I'd be happy to help. Wait. Fine, I suppose it wouldn't hurt. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Just remember to show some discretion, Tyrion. Right. What the fuck was that? There was like a fucking glitch. Did she do it? Who are you? The globe of the world. It's amazing how many other nations there are aside from Wyvengard. I've been to most of those places. You should come with me next time, Tyrion. I think I got everything here. Wee. Okay. So you two are students at the Imperial Academy? Yes, I'm currently studying illusion magic. Illusions? That's a kind of magic that lets you turn invisible, right? Technically, yes, but the few mages ever reach a level higher enough for that. I'm a bit embarrassed to admit that I'm not able to cast invisibility. So she can do illusion magic? Maybe is that what she was doing to us? She did something to us, definitely. It's still pretty cool. What about you, Wallace? Wallace has his own unique field of study. I forgot what we decided this was. Was it like fear or surprise or something? I think we settled on fear or shock. Like maybe anxiety. Anxiety probably actually works the best when I think about it. Because that can be both fear and surprise, I guess. Because it's happy, sad, angry, and then... I'm really bad at this emotion. It's just... Everyone is talking about you two. Really? It's rare for the school to let any outsiders in. We only ever get occasional visits from the noble houses. So I was curious as to who was able to break this dull monotony. Monotony. Well, I'm a mercenary, but I now work as Tyrion's bodyguard. Mercenary? Yep, that makes sense. After indicting a fucking noble, I bet you all the nobles was like, fuck this guy. Anyways, I'm a defense attorney. A defense attorney? My apologies. It's just not what I was expecting. Supernatural phenomena. I wonder why you would be researching such a thing. Yeah, I want to know too. I'm sorry if I can't really say. Regardless, there are many spells in this world. So why are you so convinced that this phenomenon wasn't produced by a spell? What we're looking into doesn't seem to follow the classic rules of magic. Wait, are there classic rules in this? Is there hard magic in the system? We went over that, right? That there is. This is hard. This is a hard magic world, right? Oh, how so? Please tell me. It was created by someone who's not a mage. Oh, really? So you're saying that this was something created by a person? That does remind me of a story. A story? Mr. Cuthbert, do you know the legend about how Kingdom of Wyvernguard was created? You mean the story about the ancient dragons? The ancient what? Weren't there dragons in my nightmare too, or am I just remembering it improperly? Does Wyvernguard have a story about ancient dragons? Really? The place called Wyvernguard. Wyvernguard has a story about dragons. What did you... Wow, that's a surprise to me. I would not be able to guess it from the nomenclature. It's only about one ancient dragon. The Church of Bahamut refers to him as the Scaled Lord. I'm sure you've heard people mention him before. Legends say that the first mages were created centuries ago by him. Here we go, lore time. At that time, our kingdom was caught in the middle of a brutal war. With nowhere to defend themselves, the kingdom was on the brink of destruction. Our people prayed to Bahamut, the god of dragons, for salvation. And as if to answer their prayers, Rathalion, the last Scaled Lord, appeared before them. The Scaled Lord bestowed the gift of magic on a band of heroes who were fighting on the front lines. With their magic, these heroes utterly overtook the kingdom's enemies and single-handedly won the war. Instead, that those heroes went on to form the noble houses of today. Oh my god, is this fucking... Oh no. Oh, this is gonna be like Heaven's Word, where it's gonna be like, oh, the noble houses are actually kind of like not good. And they fucked over the dragons or some shit. Heck yeah, this game is great. Oh, welcome in, Mooney Money. Yeah, I just started playing it last week. It's been on my list of games to play for like, I don't know, a year. What a load of nonsense. That story is nothing but religious propaganda to prop up the noble houses. Oh, so just like Heaven's Word. Okay, neat. Regardless, the significance of this legend is in the Scaled Lord himself. Do you mean Rathalion? Rathalion bestowed the power to become a mage on several individuals. Stop, Dinwings. Oh my gosh. I'm like reverse windings. Dwings. Oh gosh, that actually kind of works. I'm gonna keep that in the background if I have like an April Fool's, and I'm just gonna switch it around and be like a human named Dwings. A human criminal instead of a robot detective named Dwings. And to this day, that power can only be passed down genetically. Can you think of an arcane spell that can produce something like that? No, I suppose not. Okay. Bathalion must have had powers that weren't bound to the rules of the arcane arts. In other words, he can create supernatural phenomena without following the rules of magic. Please, do you honestly expect us to believe a story like that? Have you heard of Trials of Innocence? Actually, if that's the one I'm thinking of, hold on, Google search for a second. Oh, everything's capitalized. Oopsies. Is this the one that I saw something of? Yeah. Oh, I remember this one. I tried it out for a Steam Next Fest because it was on Steam Next Fest a while ago. I tried it out and I was not impressed. Something about and I was wondering why, and I tried this and I realized why, and I felt like this separates itself from Ace Attorney just enough to like feel like its own thing, but when I tried Trials of Innocence, it felt way too much like Ace Attorney, but without having good enough of its own visual identity. If I remember from when I tried it out. And there was another game though someone told me about last time I played this. I forgot that also looked interesting though. It wasn't Trials of Innocence. What was it called? Shit, I haven't saved it on which list, but I'll check after this. But I tried out the first case. Or was it the first part of the first case? Whatever was in the demo for next Fest. And that was like, yeah, like last year. I was like, oh, they have a chance probably to grow, and I'll look into it later on to see if maybe it got better. But like, from what I remember, I was just like, oh, the one thing I saw was like, yeah, like I used like the Ace Attorney subreddit, and they were just like, yeah, this is not great. And then they looked at them reacting to Tyrion Cuthbert, and they're like, this is one of the best things we've ever seen. And I was like, okay, well, I'll pick Tyrion Cuthbert first at the very least. And then I have other games too. I'm probably gonna play too, like this game called Paper Perjury that I want to play. That's also Ace Attorney likey, but like also is like pixel arted and stuff. And I think it's supposed to be actually kind of like simpler, but I'm gonna try that out at some point. I'm listed as an odd mage of using supernatural powers. Good point though. Of course, it would be you lot making all of this noise. Hello. I do like more Ace Attorney inspired games. I do too. It's just you have to be able to. There's a difference between inspiration and I hate using this word because it's rough the way to put it, but like rip off. And when I played Trials of Innocence, the lower tried of it, it felt more like a rip off than a game that was quote unquote inspired. This though, this feels like inspired. Like it doesn't feel like, it feels like if you just played this and then played Ace Attorney, you'd be like, I can see the inspiration, but I can already tell that this is dealing with like a more, like, first off, I mean, it has like the visual novel log, which you don't get in Ace Attorney games anymore. Yeah, it do be like that, yeah. It do be 3D like that. Yeah. Professor Bellwether. Oh, she's a professor. Oh. Age 34. Oh, perfect. Is she single? That is Professor Bellwether to you. But didn't he just call you? I knew letting you rabble into our walls would lead to nothing but trouble. Oh no, she is noble elitist. You've even started searching with our malcontents. The headmaster gave us express permission to be here. If you have an issue with that, take it up with him. I'll have you know that I was on my way to do just that. Wallace. Yes? How am I supposed to understand you when you're stuttering? Yes, Professor Bellwether. Straighten out your uniform and fix that awful hair. You look like a street urchin. Oh, come on, she's mean. But I suppose it's unreasonable to expect anything more. Oh. Oh, anger and sadness? Oh boy. And as for you, I'll be on. Oh, the glitch happened again. Oh my god. She's a, what's her name from, she's a glitch from, what's it called? From Wreck-It Ralph. What a bitch. Damn, it goes in this. Nice. Oh, it's not in here. What she was about to say. Celeste. Oh, come on. We were all thinking it. Anyways, with that out of the way, shall we begin? Interesting. Wallace, you finished this week's assignment, haven't you? Would you mind helping Celeste with her research? I don't know. Now that you mention it, I could really use some help finding a specific spell formula. You know your way around here, right, Wallace? Okay. He's smitten. Don't worry, Miss Timora. I'll be more careful from now on. Please do. I still have some business to take care of here, so I'll leave you all to it. Did she manipulate Celeste to go off with the dude, with Wallace? There are a lot of myths and stories about the ancient dragons, but it's pretty difficult to tell fact from fiction with these accounts. It can't be helped, the Church of Bahamut is the dominant religion of our kingdom. We have the bones of dragons displayed in museums, but those bones are only widely known evidence of the only widely known evidence of the dragon's existence. Except for Rathalion, possibly. I wonder if he's still alive, like you said. I wouldn't be surprised. Despite everything, our kingdom's constitution still includes him in our government. Wait, really? As the savior of our kingdom, him and his kin were given an honorary position on our political hierarchy. The ancient dragon's authority technically rivals that of King Oliver. Wow, I had no idea. So is it going to be that we're going to have to face the dragon in court, or are we going to have to team up with the dragon or the king to take out each other in court? However, I never heard of this before. To be honest, that law is just a way to revere him and appease the church. You say that now, dude. Ooh, ah. Be quiet. Sorry. Be quiet. Hey, are you okay? Out loud. Whoa. What did you do? Oh, forget that. Just help me clean this up. Ah, there's no need for that. Construct. I require assistance. Acknowledged. Oh, what? Whoa, that's neat. Why does it sound familiar? Interesting. Wait, did you do that, Eris? Yes, this is an Arcane construct. It's a suit of armor that's animated using artificery. They're designed to carry out various tasks for the students. Oh, it's a clue. Okay. Really? I didn't know anything like that existed. They're still experimental, so they aren't available to the public yet. With that being said, construct. Please place these books back where they belong. Acknowledged. Wow, so they do whatever you tell them to do? Well, there are some limits to it. Construct. Tell me that I'm the fairest meeting you've ever seen. Command rejected. Aw, what? Jarvis, clip that. I guess they are not allowed to lie. Oof. 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 The construct's voice is just a series of pre-recorded messages. I'm not sure if you noticed, but it uses the voice of Professor Bellwether. Unfortunately, you can't make them say anything other than what's recorded. Only the headmaster can change those settings. Artificially, that can record audio. I've never seen anything like it. So it's a tape recorder robot. But you just said they're experimental, right? Maybe if I keep asking it, it'll just give up and do it. I would advise against that. Even if the commands are rejected, they're still stored in the construct's command logs. Huh. So someone can manipulate the constructs by basically just giving a bunch of commands. Anyways, to basically like fill up its logs. To make it maybe even harder to determine what the last command log was in it, maybe. So let's say if someone's just like, kill this guy, and the construct's like, sure, why not? And then kill someone, and they can be like, get me some food, get me some food, get me some food, get me some food, and they can't do that. It can just flood them all out, and then you don't see the kill this guy command. Right? Is that how that can work? To work, yeah. Fine. I don't feel like I'm making any progress. What? Celeste, do you hear that? How can I not? What is that? You didn't touch anything you weren't supposed to, right? What? Of course not. It finally stopped. Eris, wasn't that the lockdown system? Oh boy. Yes, I believe so. Lockdown system. The academy is outfitted with a large artificial system. In a state of emergency, it will erect magical barriers throughout the building. State of emergency? Should we be worried? Don't worry, the lockdown is designed to keep everyone safe. We're safe as long as the barriers are up. I'm terribly sorry. Oh, it's the headmaster. He's using the intercom system. Students and faculty, please remain calm. There's been a murder on the academy grounds. What? Please stay where you are and wait for law enforcement to arrive. Damn it, we've got to get out of here. I'm afraid that's not possible. The lockdown system protects and locks each room. We can't leave this room until it's deactivated. Well, we won't know until we try. Tyrion, stop. Holy shit, I've never seen a look like that before. That's not even the look that she gave when she found her father's killer. What the fuck? But Miss Tamora, I know that you're worried about her, but there's already been a murder. We don't know where the attacker is or if they're still armed. The best thing we can do right now is stay here and wait. Damn it. So, is she the victim or is she the suspect? Wow, we've been here for hours and she still hasn't stopped watching the door. That's right, she's a mercenary. What? Students and faculty, thank you for your patience. Law enforcement has secured the building. The lockdown has been lifted. However, please remain in the building until... Tyrion? Hey, don't go off on your own. Yeah, really, don't go off on your own. No. Miss Tamora? Miss Tamora, where are you? Oh, they didn't kill her off this case. Oh, okay, that's neat. I thought they were going to do a Mia Fey and kill her off here. Okay, alright. Well, if it's not here, then there's only one other person it could be. Cuthbert? What's wrong? Why are you shouting? Miss Tamora, calm down. You're hyperventilating. I heard there was a murder and I've been looking all over for you. And you were worried about me? I just... Bro. Tyrion, there you are. And you're crying. Sorry, I didn't mean to worry you so much. We heard the announcement. Because he's been taking care of him since he was 10, right? And he's... 20 now. Okay. Do you know what happened, Ruby? I do, but... For now, I think we should head to the foyer. Why does this character look like someone out of fucking Kingdom Hearts? We missed the hair. Is that the Inquisition? Don't tell me. The headmaster mentioned that there was a murder on campus. Someone used magic. Hey, you there. Huh? Are you Wallace Nightgrave? Yes, but by the authority of the Wyvern Crown, I'm placing you under arrest. Hey, what are you doing? You three. The hell are you doing here? You said he was under arrest? On what charges? This kid is charged with the murder of Catherine Bellwether. Oh no, not the hot lady. What? Like you're arresting him. Like hell you're arresting him. I forgot that part. He was with us in the library for the entire morning. There's no way he could have murdered her. Move aside, Celeste. But Miss Tamora is right. If Wallace is a suspect, we can't stop the Inquisition from arresting him. No. Don't worry, Wallace. We'll get to the bottom of what happened. My apologies. I'm going to go and check on him. This is terrible. I still don't understand. Why would they suspect Wallace of all people? I'm not sure myself. Unlike most magical homicides, the school's full with plenty of mages. There has to be a long list of suspects. And it's not like she was necessarily, you know, the nicest person. Isn't there anything we can do? I'm going to go investigate what happened. Cuthbert. Yes? He hasn't accepted you as his attorney yet. You don't even know if you'll be working this case. But I know that he's innocent. I just can't sit here and do nothing. Well, I clearly can't stop you. But please remember that being an attorney is your job. It's not charity work. Don't come crying to me if you run out of gold. Right. Anyways, I still have some business to take care of in the city. Will you two be okay handling this? Yes, we'll take care of this. Good. I'll leave everything to you then. Alright, let's go, Celeste. Right. Alright, so there are only two possible people who can be, right? It can either be, assuming it's not Wallace by accident, like something happened he did by accident, which would be one of those crazy things. Oh, he did it by purpose, and then trying to do like an Ace Attorney, last case of Ace Attorney 2 situation. It could either be Eris, but I feel like she seems like one of those characters that's way too important, because if she's appearing in the protagonist's nightmares in the first case, I feel like you don't just drop her off as being the bad guy in the second case and just let her just like rot in prison. Now, she seems like a slow burn type of character. So that really only leaves Timora, which I mean, that would be kind of wacky, but kind of fun. Or the Headmaster, which would be fun as hell. I'm guessing by the fact that the title's called The Walking Dead, that has something to do with necromancy. Because, oh, didn't his thing to say necromancy? I think it did. So he probably, the person that died at the beginning of the story that we started, was probably brought back to life or some shit like that, and that's why they suspect him. Okay. That took longer than expected. You've already lost a ton of time talking to the Inquisition, but we should be free to roam around now. Where should we go first? The crime scene sounds like a good start. We still need to figure out what exactly happened. We said that the body was found in Lecture Hall 2B. It's in the west wing of the school. Alright, that seems like a good place to start. I hope Wallace is okay. He looked really scared when Commander White arrested him. Oh, he's probably fine. No, being interrogated and incarcerated. Absolutely fine. Don't worry, we'll find out what really happened. Where should we go next? The first thing we need to do is find exactly what happened. Mr. Morris said the body was found in Lecture Hall 2B. Okay, blah, blah. Alright, yeah, we know that. Also, this is like the old-fashioned... Oh, investigate, examine here for a second. Statue is some writing on the platform it's on. Yeah, this guy looks like an anime protagonist. What the fuck? Gillian Chemnitz, the inventor of early artificery. So this guy is the one who invented it? That's weird that they put it here. Who'd have thought that we can use machines to harness magical energy? Artificery is truly a marvelous invention. With it, anyone can utilize the convenience of magic without having noble blood. But that expression on his statue, it kind of looks like he doesn't want to be here, even though his statue is huge. It's appearing a professor with some kind of magical tool. There's some text under it. Dr. Paul Vuorella, also known as the archaeologist of the North. He spent many years studying and exploring the mountainous regions of Chardalon, and through his investigation he came upon one of the many layers of the Scared Lord. He was honored both by the Church and the Wyvengard Historical Society for this impressive discovery. Okay, it's clear that these pictures are from like backers or something like that, because it's so different art styles. Like the ones here, the ones out in the tavern. It's a painting of a man with some sort of creature on his arm. There's some text under it. Dr. Delbert Tafaros, a mage, historian, archaeologist, anthropologist, and botanist, best known for his work in studying the history of the ancient dragons. Through his work, great leaps were made in the study and development of the school of evocation. On his arm is one of the last pseudo-dragons, which have now gone extinct. Oh, we have something like that in our campaign, our D&D campaign. Alright. Oh, that's a crime scene. Hey, stop right there. I'm the defense attorney for the accused. Kind of. We have a right to investigate the crime scene, but not really. Yeah, from what I've heard, the kid doesn't have an attorney yet. It's quite alright, let them in. Hey, it's Arya! It's our bestie! Lady Steelwind? Do not call me that. While you work under me, you address me as Prosecutor Steelwind. Yes, but Prosecutor Steelwind. Oh, what's that smell? I like the fact that Steelwind is like at she's at Justice for All level of Edgeworth. You know, where it's about finding the truth, but also it's not gonna like try and like, you know, fabricate evidence, you know. What's that smell? Don't worry, you eventually get used to the smell. What are you even doing here, Steelwind? I'm here to coordinate with the investigation. Isn't that the Inquisition's job? Due to the circumstances, I've decided to handle this case personally. Well, since we've got you here, can we ask you some questions about what happened? Can I assume that you're planning to defend this case? That would make you my opponent. What do I have to gain from helping you? Right. However, I would be willing to answer your questions, but only if you answer some of mine as well. Oh, okay. Mr. McCoy, it's my understanding that you were adopted. Would you happen to know who your birth parents are? Hey, isn't that too personal of a question? You agreed to answer my questions, didn't you? But I didn't think you meant... It's fine, Tyrion. I'm fine with answering it if it helps Wallace. I don't know who my birth parents are. I never tried looking for them. I see. If I recall correctly, your spell compendium only contained one spell. Considering your upbringing, how did you learn Mage Blade in the first place? I bought a scroll from a merchant a few years ago. It had Mage Blade spell formula on it. But I know more than one spell now. I actually just learned a few new spells today. I'm sorry, spells? As in plural? How long did it take you to learn these spells? A few hours, I think. I see. Well, I think that's all I need to ask for now. Okay. How much do y'all want to bet that she's probably like... Oh, some of you already know probably. But probably like, not just noble birth, but like a royalty birth. I can't take it anymore. That smell is driving me crazy. What is that? From what I understand, there was a bit of an accident a few days ago. It happened during one of the classes the headmaster was teaching. He misread the instructions for an alchemy experiment. As a result, he accidentally produced this rancid smelling vapor. Vapor? It's not poisonous, is it? Of course not. I wouldn't be standing here if it were. It is extremely unpleasant to the senses. Do you know what happened here, Steelwind? Well, it all began when the City Watch received a call from the Academy. Supposedly, there was an attack on the campus grounds and the entire building was put on lockdown. The City Watch put a perimeter around the building while they waited for the system to deactivate. I'm reading that so fucking slow, goddamn. What? Couldn't the Academy have let them in once the scene was secure? I'm not sure about the specifics, but supposedly the lockdown can't be shut down manually. That seems... Oh, whatever. You have to ask one of the Academy's admins if you want to know more. Okay. Anyways, you two were also present during the lockdown, am I correct? Did either of you see anything suspicious? No, but we actually met the professor that morning. She was still alive then. I see. That does match with the accounts from our other witnesses. Do you have any idea where she went after she left the library? He said that she was going to meet with the headmaster. He also mentioned that when I questioned him, he attended the meeting as planned. She must have found her way into the classroom afterward. Would you happen to have a map of the academy? I do. I have extra copies if you'd like one. What is it? There's only one direct path from the headmaster's office to this lecture hall. Well, I wonder if she took any detours. Oh, I thought about something, but it's a completely random thought, but... Alright, first off, solve this case already. Not the how, not the how, more the who. It's not her. She is not the killer, I think. But I do think that she went to the headmaster and the headmaster killed her. I think Ilmatter is lying about Illusion being her Arcane arc. Or I think she technically isn't lying. But I think it's more of it is about fooling people. But the magic the glitches that we've seen happen on us, which happened on her and her, right? Basically made them like, they just had to kind of like ignore or like go with what she wants. Which makes me think already that Ilmatter is not actually a student of the academy. She just snuck, because I remember she's in our dreams. I bet you she snuck her way into the academy and makes everyone think that she's a student. And then we're gonna find out at the end of this case. I don't know if it's gonna be today, maybe next time we play. Because it's gonna be a shorter stream, but we're gonna find out at the end of this case that she actually is not a student at this school. And she was sent to investigate me and look after me. My character, Tyrion. Okay, back. Let's examine stuff. Oh, Tyrion, I almost forgot. Since it's our first official case together, I wanted to show you something I learned. Okay, what is it?
Arcanum.
Yeah, that. What was that? That is the incantation for the Detect Magic spell. Fuck yeah, Detect Magic. One of the best fucking spells in D&D. Best utility spells. Wait, does that mean I should do that more often in my campaigns? Yep, we can see magical traces while we're examining crime scenes now. Ooh. Do we see different types? Okay, first off, what? What's wrong? There's a trace of necromancy on the body. Necromancy? Isn't necromancy the type of magic that creates the undead? She's not just gonna get up and walk away, right? We're honestly not sure. That's part of the reason why I've stationed myself here. But what does that have to do with Wallace? Oh, you didn't know? Wallace Nightgrave is a necromancer. He's a what? We believe that he drained her life force completely using a necromancy spell. Oh. That's why there are no visible wounds. Here's the autopsy report. It will tell you everything that you need to know. And illusion magic. But in the modern day, even the Inquisition doesn't commonly deal with necromancy. They're all on edge about what other spells he might have used. So I'm here to make sure that nothing unholy happens to the body. Where's Sam Smith where you need him? But even if Wallace is a necromancer, aren't there plenty of mages who can cast necromancy spells? This is an academy for mages after all. No, there are no laws against it, but the knowledge required to learn necromancy is heavily controlled. No one in their right mind would dare teach necromancy beyond basic healing magic. Frankly, I'm surprised even one student at the school was allowed to learn it. I can see why, but because of the specific piece of evidence, we know he's the murderer. Yeah, even she's like, Is there something you're not telling us, Steelwind? Because something tells me that this case isn't as straightforward as you claim it is. If you truly believe that, then why don't you prove it? So I'm gonna have to fucking argue with her or whatever. Oh, excuse me. Whew. There's a trace of illusion magic next to the body. We believe that the suspect donned a illusory disguise immediately after murdering the victim. Using his disguise, he discreetly made his way back to the library unnoticed. Okay. Is that it? Is that all we can look at? Oh no, there's more, but we had to go add detect magic. Okay. It's a painting of some sort of musician. There's some text written below it. Was he a bard? Dr. Nicholas Gousseau, inventor of the Arcane engine. His work revolutionized trade and travel across the seas. He was well known for not discriminating between the common folk and the nobility, judging his assistants based purely on their merit. Let's fucking go! When he wasn't conducting research within the Imperial Academy, he was known to compose symphonies for the king in his free time. This is an all-out baller right here. This is where the students sit during lectures. Can imagine sitting in one place all day. Have you never attended a school before? No, we never had a proper school in Cornhaven. I've mainly got my education from books that my parents bought from traveling merchants. What about you? I used to attend a public school in my hometown, but after Miss Timora adopted me, she handled my education personally. Why is she getting all sad there? The lecture hall is a window with a view. I feel like I'd just stay outside all day if I'd attend these class here. You be that anime character in the back right, back left, back right. If you're facing the teacher back left, you know, that special place for all the anime characters. You're not much of a student, are you? I just can't spend hours sitting in one place. You need to move around. How have you learned so many spells if you're so distractible? Is that how you spell that? Huh. I don't know. I just learned the spell formula and cast stuff. I see. Is that not normal? I don't think it is, based off how Steelwind is talking right now. I can't believe the professor is dead. We just saw her this morning. There's a chalk outline around where her body was. It appears that most of this blood came from her abdomen. Is that where the fatal wound was? There's a lot of blood in this puddle, but there's no trail leading to it. And there aren't any magical traces anywhere else in the room. I thought the murderer used magic to clean it. Does that mean the murderer attacked her in this very room? Maybe, but it's hard to say for certain. Okay, hold on. Oh hey, they have books here too. They appear to be textbooks about alchemy. Aw, lame. Okay. You know how the body was discovered? 2 members of the kitchen staff spotted her collapse inside this classroom. They reported the situation to the campus admin while they attempted to save her life. But it was too late. The professor had already passed away by the time any healers arrived. Those 2 staff members, who were they? I believe their names were Valentina and Valerie Lannis. Why is that not capitalized? They're apparently sisters. Orm was the one who collected their statements. Did he notice anything off about their behavior? From what he said, they had a few quirks, but nothing too suspicious. Oh, let's go. We got some quirky characters. Quirks? He told me that they were running and spinning around him during questioning. What does that mean? I have no idea. Perhaps they were still on edge after finding their coworker murdered? Wait, isn't Lannis? Doesn't it have to do with dogs or whatever? You've already told the Inquisition this, but Wallace was with us the entire time. He couldn't have committed the murder. Yeah, he had a perfect alibi. Strong maybe, but his alibi is far from perfect. Miss McCoy herself told us that there was a small time period when she wasn't with him. What? Right, it was when I came to check on you after you knocked over that shelf. I got a little lost on my way back to Wallace. But still, we only lost each other for a few minutes. That may be, but unless his alibi is airtight, the evidence in this room proves that it was him. What do you mean? It will be easy to explain once you examine it yourself. Okay. As a matron of the noble house, you must have gone to school here. You know Catherine Bellwether while you were here? Unfortunately, I did. I constantly clashed with her over her treatment of the students. One of my biggest regrets is failing to remove her from her position before I graduated. I would say more, but it doesn't feel right to speak ill of the dead. Okay. Ugh, this rancid spell is really horrible. Yes, I don't blame you for finding it distracting. And it's all because of a mistake during an alchemy experiment. I was surprised too. It's not like the headmaster make a mistake like that. Maybe, perhaps he made it on purpose so that he can make it so people don't come into this room, or that it would disguise the room for later so he can murder someone and they won't notice the smell of something else. We had that trick already in Of the Devil when, what's her name, the attorney, our main character, used the smoke to disguise the smell of gunpowder. Can I present? Can I present myself? I was pleased to meet you here, Mr. Cuthbert. The Imperial Academy isn't exactly open to outsiders. Miss Tamora used her connections to get us access to the Imperial Library. I see. We originally came here to do some research, but I never expected to get wrapped up in another homicide. What kind of research were you doing? Don't bother asking, he won't tell you. No, we won't tell you. I'm glad to see you under less dire circumstances, Miss McCoy. Are you accompanying Mr. Cuthbert on his investigation? Yeah, I'm working as Tyrion's bodyguard now. I see. Well, you certainly have the credentials for it. Although, I'm surprised he's able to afford your services. What's that supposed to mean? I meant no offense. But work like this does appear to be below Miss McCoy's pay grade. Yeah, I was surprised too. But Ruby pays me a lot to protect this guy. Ah, Ruby Tamora is paying you. I suppose that makes more sense. Doesn't want to talk about her. Okay. Does she want to talk about herself? I'm surprised. Yeah. Oh, that's her stuff. Supposed to be here. Why are we leaving Commander White? And that oath to came with coffee. Damn. After last time, I feel much more confident overseeing the investigation myself. That's gonna bite her in the back, probably. I like how I can faster move through this stuff. And you already talked about this. As a mate of mobiles, you must have gone to school here. Okay, we talked about that already.
Arcanum.
That's it. Let's go to the kitchen. Hello, is anyone here? Looks like there's no one here right now. Maybe we should check somewhere else. First off, examine, so we're gonna do it later on. They must serve the students meals on these plates. It's a shame they had to close the kitchen due to the investigation. There's a large sack of produce in the corner. There's some wine here too. That must be for the professors. It's a set of pots for cooking soups and the like. Several commonly used ingredients are close to the cooking area. It's a barrel full of some drink. I wonder. It's probably not lotus juice, Celeste. He's like, booey. There's a large cooking station here. They must prepare the meals in bulk here. Oh, it's a plate of bread. They probably serve these as sides to the entrees. Don't get any ideas, Tyrion. What? Remember when they went to that fancy restaurant? You just kept ordering breadsticks and butter. What's wrong with breadsticks? It's unlimited breadsticks. The bread is free. Yeah, unlimited breadsticks. I might as well take advantage of it. The only goddamn good thing about Olive Garden is unlimited breadsticks. And I actually did prefer shrimp scampi, Alfredo. Also, you get to draw. When you're a kid, you get to draw on the little mat thing that they have. Oh. You know, eating that many carbs isn't good for you. Yeah. If carbs were bad, why did they make carbs, huh? Think everything about that? Checkmate, health nuts. Okay. Oh, Hello there. Hello, Mr. Prime Suspect number 1. Wait, that's kind of a redundant. Hello, Prime Suspect. I wasn't expecting guests today. Sorry for coming unannounced. You must be. My name is Theodore Redmond. I'm the headmaster of the Wyvern Guard Imperial Academy. And judging from your appearance, you must be the protege of Ruby Timora. To what do I owe the pleasure? They must be here to investigate the murder. Eris, what the fuck are you doing here? Wait, Eris, I thought you went to see Wallace. Unfortunately, the Inquisition is questioning him right now. They aren't allowing visitors. He must be so scared right now. I hope he's okay. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. It's a painting of someone. He looks like some sort of professor. That's Professor Lucas Gilbert. He was an instructor here many decades ago. He was well beloved by the students here, and he was quite the accomplished scholar. And this was all despite him lacking the ability to use magic. He studied magic without actually being able to use it? Yes, he was quite remarkable. Unfortunately, we lost him to illness very early in his life. Okay, what about this guy? It's a painting of a mage, but he doesn't quite look like a noble. Oh, that's Jason Steelwind. Oh! One of the chosen mages of the Scaled Lord. Wait, Steelwind? As in... Yes, he is the earliest recorded ancestor of House Steelwind. Legends say that the Scaled Lord bestowed his power upon him and his allies to create the first mages. Wow, it's hard to even tell that he and the prosecutor belong to the same bloodline. As with all the noble houses, House Steelwind has quite humble beginnings. Fuck. There's a fireplace with some burning wood. Looks pretty cozy. There's a small table for guests. Is that wine? No, actually, it's just apple juice. Most of my guests are students after all. This guy is not opening his eyes. He must be evil. There's a window with a view of a garden. The headmaster has a nice view from up here. Don't trust anyone who doesn't open their eyes in a video game. Never, ever trust them. Oh, one. Nope. Okay. Let's talk. This is terrible. To think that one of my prize students would be accused of murder. We heard your voice on the intercom when the lockdown happened. Are you the one who triggered it? Yes, I activated it when I received a call from one of my staff. Blah, blah, blah. Why am I fumbling my words? More than usual. They reported that Professor Bellwether had been attacked. How does the lockdown system work? It's an artificial network that covers the entire academy. In the event of emergency, I can activate it using this stone. Once activated, the system creates magical barriers throughout the building. It's designed to contain and protect each room in the building. Could a powerful mage breach any of these barriers? I doubt it. The barriers can withstand a great amount of force. They even block mages from teleporting through them. And once activated, even I can't turn it off for an hour. Okay. Okay. What can you tell me about Wallace? Earlier you said that he was one of your prize students. I just need to understand. Why did the prosecutor say that he was a necromancer? Because technically, he is one. What? But why would he study something like that? Necromancy is one of the most dangerous and most scrutinized schools of magic. Its image has been long tainted by stories of dark wizards raising armies of the undead. However, it doesn't just control the forces of the dead, it also controls the forces of life. Forces of life? The truth is that healing magic is also classified as necromancy. Most healers don't care to admit it because of the stigma it has. That's dumb as shit! What the fuck? Not like game, out of game, but in game, like in narrative, that sucks. But that's why Wallace was studying it. He wants to become a doctor. But there are plenty of mages who know healing magic. Why is Wallace being singled out? For years, he's been studying necromancy beyond basic healing magic. He believes that high-level necromancy could revolutionize modern medicine. Unfortunately, many among the faculty don't see it that way. Wallace doesn't hail from a noble house. He's a mage that was born among the common folk. He's like me. We'll see about that. Many of the faculty fear that he'll use his knowledge to raise armies of undead, just like the necromancers of old. The Imperial Academy isn't even permitted to teach it to students beyond basic healing magic. Then why did you allow him to study it? After everything that has happened to him, I made an exception. Everything that has happened to him, I'm not at liberty to say more. You'll have to ask him if you wish to know more. Okay. If you plan on defending Wallace, you need his spell compendium, am I correct? Yes, having a client's compendium is instrumental to acquitting him. You may find that he is a bit difficult. You see, after a certain incident, he destroyed his compendium. What? Why would he do that? Doesn't he need that to use magic? A spell compendium is a device mages use to keep track of what spells they can cast. It's really convenient for remembering the formulas incantations of your spells, but you guess you don't need it. But it's not actually required to use magic. I thought of destroying mine a long time ago, but they're really expensive. Luckily, I have an unattuned spell compendium right here. I'll be more than happy to give it to you if it helps Wallace. Oh, well, thanks. Wallace just needs to maintain physical contact with it for 10 minutes. After that, the compendium will attune to his magic. Just make sure that you don't let another mage like Celeste hold it. Once it attunes to a mage, no one else can use it. Wait, but then how did... Wonderful. I just hope you can persuade Wallace to attune to it. Oh, oh-ho, oh-ho. Even he's under the spell. Yeah. Because he's like, wait a second, how is it not attuned to you because you've been holding on to it for a while? And then she basically yawned, mind wiped him. Okay. What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? Oh boy. Oh boy. The fact you have no happy feelings about her and all of these. She was rather unpleasant to work with. Can you think of any enemies she might have had? I can't think of any friends. You might as well list everyone who attended the school. Eris, it's best to be blunt with these sorts of things. As you saw this morning, she has a pretty abrasive attitude toward her students. Many people in the school did not care for her. Maybe she wasn't the nicest person, but would that really be enough to motivate someone to murder her? She'd often target and harass students, especially those who were from the common folk. She even made a habit of expelling those students for minor infractions. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I'm not saying I'm glad she's dead, but I am saying I'm seeing why she could have been killed. For commoners, magic could be your ticket out of poverty. I can't imagine how it'd feel to have that opportunity unfairly taken from you. She put so much pressure on those students. Some of them even left the academy of their own volition. They couldn't handle her constant verbal abuse. Even then, would that really be enough motive to commit murder? The human psyche is a fragile thing. You telling me? It's astounding what someone might do when pushed far enough. What about her relationship with the faculty? In some cases, it was worse than it was with the students. She'd often treat the staff like her personal servants. I've received many complaints from them about her behavior. I'm sorry this sounds rude, but why didn't you just fire her if she was such a big problem? Yeah, that's a good point. She's used her position to curry favor with the noble houses over the years. As you can imagine, the Academy's board is controlled by the nobility. Ah, nepotism. Favoritism. If I ever tried to remove her, they would probably support her over me. Okay, so even if this guy kills her, right? Or even if Wallace kills her, there's gotta be a better reason than she was mean. So something's going on here. How long have you been headmaster of the Imperial Academy, Mr. Redmond? It's attorney time. Yes, it is. It's a Cali. Welcome on in. For as long as I can remember. I've dedicated my life to nurturing the knowledge and growth of young mages, and I hope to do so for many years. Okay, well then why you... Yeah, that's sketch as fuck. Okay. Steven told us that you had a bit of a mishap in lecture hall 2B. Yes. I was filling in for the alchemy instructor when I accidentally misread the instructions she left. I'm quite embarrassed to admit that my old age is catching up to me. As are your lies. What is your testimony? How can you not say anything about it? Okay. Maybe these things? Okay. Mr. Moore mentioned you gave us permission to use the library. I can't thank you enough for that. We learned a lot. Of course, I'm always willing to aid the younger generation in the pursuit of knowledge. How do you know Miss Tamora anyways? That's... Ooh-hoo. Have you met the prosecutor, Mr. Redmond? I am already well acquainted with her. Ooh-hoo. Okay. Has mixed feelings about my boss. Has mixed feelings about staying here and continuing to support the score. And does not like the prosecutor, who we're not buddy-buddy with, really, but we are on decent terms with. Okay. She was once a student here. Oh, right. She is a noble. It makes sense she'd go to school here. It was me, and then Eris, and then that's it. Did you know Eris is one? Oh, I did Eris. Eris is one of our top students in the study of illusion magic. Thank you, headmaster. Yeah, he's angry, but I don't know why he's angry. Why do you study illusion magic, Eris? Oh, no particular reason. Just happen to have an affinity for it. It's also quite enjoyable to use my magic to deceive people. She just said that, and then it's okay. I'm sorry that your first visit to the academy ended so tragically, Mr. Cuthbert. There's no need to apologize. No one could have guessed that today would turn out like this. Nevertheless, I hope you found our resources useful to your research. I heard that you had a meeting scheduled with Professor Bellwether this morning. What time was this, and when did the meeting end? Our meeting was scheduled for noon. She arrived on time, and our meeting lasted until 1 p.m. Did anything seem off about her to you? No, she seemed to be her usual self. Oh, there you go. Fear or nervousness. So maybe we'll call this nervousness? If you don't mind me asking, what was the purpose of your meeting? We met to discuss routine administrative matters. Despite our personal disagreements, we knew to stay civil when discussing professional affairs. Bullshit. But to be perfectly honest, it did always feel like I was treading on eggshells when speaking with her. But you were her superior, weren't you? Didn't she respect your authority? We had many arguments about how I was managing the academy, and she was very vocal about her distaste for the common folk students. She was difficult, to say the least. Okay, I think we have enough out of you for now. Let's go back to the barracks and see if we can give him... Nope. Hello, is anyone there? Be right there. Holy shit. It was got very bright. Sorry, but the cafeteria is closed right now. Actually, we're here to investigate the murder. We heard that 2 members of the kitchen staff had discovered the body. Oh, that would be me. I'm Valentina Lannis. How about the other person? Do you know where they are right now? Oh, that would be my sister, Valerie. But I think she's somewhere else on campus right now. But if you're with those knights, I've already told them everything we know. Actually, we're investigating separately from them. I wanted to ask you some questions about what you saw. Sure. To start, can you tell us about how you and your sister discovered the body? Right. My sister and I were walking in the hallway from the kitchen to the west exit. We spotted the professor in a nearby classroom. She was lying on the floor and bleeding. I don't think they liked her. I used an emergency communication device to call for help. While I was doing that, my sister tried to wake her up. That would imply that Valerie thought that she could be resuscitated. Did she know if the professor was still alive or not? We're not sure, but she wasn't responding at all. She wasn't breathing and she didn't have a pulse. What do you know about the suspect in this case? His name is Wallace Nightgrave. He's a student here. He's that scary kid, right? The one that raises undead? Those are just rumors. He would never do something like that. But he studies necromancy, right? Have you ever actually met him? No, but I've heard the rumors he's always hanging around the cemetery. I'm sure he's just biding his time, waiting for his chance to raise an army. Great. Great, I gotta deal with this shit now. What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? You've told me enough just now. Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it anymore. She was a horrible person. She was really terrible to all of us. By all of us, do you mean the academy staff? Yeah, she always treated us like her personal servants, which is exactly what the headmaster said. Sometimes she'd make messes on purpose just so she can order us to clean it up. Fuck that! Fuck that lady! I'm glad she's dead then. This probably sounds terrible, but I'm sure a lot of people are glad she's gone. Did you ever feel like your job was at risk because of Bellwether? Yes, actually. She was actually planning to fire all of the staff. Why? All of the staff? That can't be true, can it? The academy needs staff to— Oh no, the constructs! I'm not sure about the details. That's just what Jan told us. Who's Jan? He's one of the academy's custodians. You can probably find him cleaning the halls if you look around. Okay. So this room was closed to the crime scene. Can you detect magic and scan for magical traces? Oh, she's panicking. Sure. I'll just get out of your way then. Wow, she just bolted out of the room.
Arcanum.
Oh, yep. She's fucking... she's like... they haven't established that there's like animal people in this world, right? Because if you're running away... and your name's Lannis, and the guy was saying, oh, they're running around me. Okay. I think I can put two and two together. Well, we're just gonna move to the hallway. You spot Valentina again. Okay. Jan, where have you been? You still haven't fixed the plumbing in the kitchen sinks. Someone just died. Can't we take the day off for once? You're causing trouble for me and Valentina. Please be reasonable. Oh, hello. Valentina? Oh, my apologies. I can see why you're confused. I'm not Valentina. I'm her sister, Valerie. Are you trying to trick us or something? You look exactly the same. It's called twins. Identical twins. That's a thing. You two are identical twins, aren't you? You're both genetically identical to each other. Yes, we are. Since we have you here, do you mind if I ask you some questions about what happened? I'm terribly sorry, but I've already spent a lot of time looking for Jan here. I'm really behind on my work. Uh-oh. But Jan was also nearby when we discovered the body. I'm sure he can answer your questions. Wait. Do you want me to go after her? I'm pretty sure I can catch up to her. No, we don't want to scare those two any more than we already have. Jan Hughes. Jan, was it? Do you mind if we ask you some questions about what happened? Really? Well, whatever. At least I have an excuse to take a break now. Hey, he's like me! So, Jan, are you part of the staff here? Yep, I'm a janitor. Because his name's Jan, get it? Aha! I clean and I do odd jobs here and there. Okay. Valerie mentioned that you were close to Lecture Hall 2B before they found Bellwether. What were you doing when the twins discovered the body? I was cleaning the halls. Bellwether knocked over a vase, and there were shards and dirt everywhere. Wait, you saw the professor before the twins arrived? Yeah, like I said, she broke the vase right in this hallway. It was probably 20 to 30 minutes before the twins found the body. You might have been the last person to see her alive. Did you see where she went after breaking the vase? Yeah, I think she went into that room over there. Okay. Did you see anyone else enter the lecture hall? I'm honestly not sure. I was more worried about cleaning the mess she made. Well, did you notice anything off about her? She was in a pretty bad mood, but honestly, that's pretty normal for her. She was walking real slow. I didn't notice her at first, and she basically shoved me out of her way. After that, she knocked over that vase. I didn't even say anything after that, but she still yelled at me to be quiet. You see where she went after that? Not really, but the only thing in that direction is Lecture Hall 2B. I can't imagine her going anywhere else. Alright, thought process. We've already established the fact that these constructs are tuned to the Catherine Bellwether and use her voice. So if you just cast illusion on an arcane construct and then have it walk down the hallway, you can make it look like that's her. What's tipping me off about that is the fact that she just says be quiet even though he didn't say anything, because maybe someone programmed the arcane construct to go down the hallway and say be quiet, and then cast illusion magic on it. If that were the case, that would make me think, oh, he is illusion magic. I'm like, that would make it Ares, because I don't think anyone else has illusion magic that we were suspecting. But Theodore also has illusion magic as an arcane art. So it's 100% possible. This guy looks like a character from an anime. That this guy killed her at some indiscriminate time that we don't know, then use arcane magic, illusion magic on an arcane construct, had it look like the victim, had her walk down to establish an alibi upon which the last person that was the last time she was killed there. To establish an alibi, basically. Yeah. I feel like that'd be too easy, though. Is it too easy because it's too easy? Or is it too easy because I'm overthinking it and making it seem like it's too easy? We'll figure it out. 30 minutes before the Lambs found the body. So let's say she was there before then. Well, what would the purpose of establishing an alibi be? What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? I've heard that she had a pretty bad relationship with the staff. She had a bad relationship with just about everyone. Students, the other teachers. I can't think of many people who actually did get along with her. I'm sure you had your own share of bad experiences with her. Yeah, she'd always yell at me when I was taking too long to get a job done. I hate to say it, but things are a lot more peaceful around here without her. I mean, it's the truth. Valentina mentioned something interesting. Did you tell her that Bellwether was going to fire the academy staff? Yeah, I remember that. What made you think that she was going to do something like that? You know those arcane constructs in the library? Ah, there we go. Bellwether was the one that ordered them. Oh yeah, they're so cool. Well, a few weeks ago, I overheard a meeting she was having with the headmaster. From what I heard, she was planning to order more constructs and entirely replace the staff. Yep. The machines are coming for our jobs. Well, I'm sure the headmaster rejected her proposal. I don't know. From the way she was talking, it sounded like he didn't have a say in the matter. But only the headmaster would have the authority to fire the staff. Why would she be that confident? To know, all I know is that she hated having common folk in the schools, even among the staff. She was really miffed that he was hiring common folk from the community center. Got 3 things on her? Damn, son. Are you aware of the foul smell in lecture hall 2B? Yeah. Luckily, Arya isn't letting anyone into this lecture hall until the investigation's over. But I'll probably have to get to it eventually. He called her Arya? Interesting. Alchemical messes are always a pain to clean up. I am not looking forward to that. I wonder if Arya can help me out like she used to. Wait, do you personally know Prosecutor Steelwind? She studied here a few years ago. She'd always help me out using her magic. I miss that. Not recently, but she used to go to school here a few years ago. What was she like back then? Oh, she was great. She'd always reprimand Bellwether when she'd pick on the students and staff. She was probably the only person in the school that would stand up to her. The students elected her as the student body president, and she took that job pretty seriously. Wow, I never expected that. Things were a lot better when she was here. Once again, I actually love the fact that our rival is an actual goddamn G. Are you friends with the Lannis sisters? I wouldn't say we're friends exactly, but we do work together a lot. There was a lot of give and take among co-workers. Us commoners got to stick together after all. After a while, we even made a system to warn each other about where Bellwether was. Can you talk about that? Oh, okay, fine. Okay. Okay. He doesn't know the suspect. How is working under Headmaster Redmond? It's great. I owe a lot to him for getting me this job, but I suppose these things never last. Okay. So Jan, are you part of the staff here? Yep, okay. Okay.
Prepario Arcanum.
It's an entrance to a lecture hall. Door says lecture hall 2D. Okay. 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 All right. It's not talking about the fact that's something that we overheard. Okay. Interesting. Mr. Hughes doesn't seem like the most reliable employee. It may appear as that, but he is actually quite reliable when a job needs to be completed. Really? When one wants to avoid work, they learn to perform as efficiently as possible. Yep. That is what I do at work. I learned how to what I want. I learned how to work as efficiently as possible, and if I need to make sure that I stay a certain amount of hours to get the max amount of my pay, I work as less as efficiently as possible, but just enough so it doesn't become a cumbersome job. The key to workplace efficiency in a job that's kind of like a 9 to 5 is make sure you work just efficient enough that you look like you're good, but not efficient enough that look like you're doing things too fast. I suppose laziness can be a virtue in that regard. I mean, that's also me in real life in general. I always try to work hard enough so that I don't have to work that much harder later on. Oh, I guess work better, smarter, not harder. Can we see our suspect now? Oh, thank God. Wallace? Who are you? What do you want? Wallace, it's Celeste and Tyrion. From the library, remember? Oh, right. How you doing? Yeah, this guy is not looking like he's a ball of sunshine right now. Please tell me you're gonna get me out of here. I'll keep telling them that I didn't do it, but they still won't let me go. I'm sorry, Wallace, but they found traces of necromancy magic on the body. And because of that, they're gonna push your case to trial. What? This can't be happening. Please calm down. We know that you are innocent. With that said, would you let me represent you in court? Oh, right. You said that you were a lawyer. But I don't really have any money to pay you with. Don't worry about that. For now, let's just focus on getting you acquitted. What? Well, I guess it doesn't matter anyways. It's not like I have anything else to lose. That's the spirit, champ. Anyway, here's a spell compendium. Put your hand on it. What? God damn it. I don't understand. I was with you at the library the entire time. Why do they still think I'm the murderer? You told the Inquisition, right? Did you tell them that I'm innocent? We did, but as we said before, there are traces of necromancy on the body. And with the state of the body, they believe that she was murdered with a necromancy spell. Apparently that makes you their prime suspect. I see. Yeah, you seen? Here we go. Wallace, we heard about the type of magic you're studying. Don't worry. The headmaster explained it to us already. You just want to use necromancy to become a doctor, right? I understand that you have reservations about talking about your magic, but in order to build a case for you, I need your spell compendium. I don't have one. I know, Eris already told us about that. That's why she gave us a blank one for you to attune to. Do I have to? It's your life on the line, and we need all the information we can get to help you. Sorry, you're right. I'll attune to it. Prestidigitation, mend wounds, illusion disguise, revive, oh boy, animate corpse, and necrotic blight. Okay, well, okay, I'm not gonna lie. Those don't look good. This doesn't look good for you. Verify. Senses limited and cannot speak. Okay. There was a pool of blood, right? Okay, so it can't be necrotic blight. Sorry, I know that I was being difficult. A long time ago, I showed my compendium to someone I trusted. After she saw my necromancy spell, she told everyone in the academy. That's also when Professor Bellwether started coming after me. I'm sorry, that must have been hard for you. But at least you had Eris. Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's talk about us. All right. You want to talk about me? I should be asking this, but what is it? Why are you helping me? I don't nearly have enough gold to pay you. It's because we know that you're innocent. Is that seriously the only reason? I became a defense attorney to help mages who are persecuted by the nobility. I know how much our society mistreats common folk mages, and I want to work on putting a stop to that. I see. I wish I could be like you, Celeste. What? You look so reliable. I wish I could be even half as confident as you are. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll get there one day. I don't know about that. Okay, he doesn't know. Oh, yeah. Talking about that. We'll talk about Eris. You seem to be pretty good friends with Eris despite your reputation. Yeah, I have no idea why she spends time with me. Sorry, I wasn't trying to imply. No, I get it. But it looks like everyone at Academy is scared of her. Maybe she likes spending time with you because she understands your situation. Maybe. I've met a lot of mages in my time, but I've never met a necromancer before. Yeah, and you're not exactly what I was expecting. Sorry for disappointing you. That's not what I meant. Alrighty now. I still can't believe the professor is actually dead. Yeah, we just saw her this morning. But you don't actually feel that bad about it, do you? No, it's fine. We saw firsthand how she treated you. No one can blame you for feeling that way. It still doesn't feel real. You seem to have a good relationship with the headmaster. He said that you were one of his star students. Really? He said that? The only reason why I'm even allowed to attend the academy is because of him. Really? He's running a program through the local community center. Usually only nobles can afford to attend the Imperial Academy, but he's allowed mages born through the common folk to enroll there for free. Do you know the twins who work in the academy kitchen? Not personally, I only saw them when I went to get food in the cafeteria, but I can tell that they were both scared of me. They always did their best to avoid talking to me. Oh, poor kid. Okay, he doesn't know the janitor. How did you and Eris become friends anyway? Interesting. A fear from her? Oh, it's a bit of a strange story. Sometimes the other students would steal the ID number off of my locker. Then they'd switch it with the one of another locker. They thought it was funny whenever the owner got angry with me. Eris had a bit of a reputation around our school. I'm not sure why, but everyone was scared of her, even the students from the nobility. It was probably due to some baseless rumors. One day, someone switched my nameplate with hers. I was so scared when she approached me, I couldn't even say anything. But she didn't get angry like the others. She just apologized and gave me back my nameplate. After that, she randomly started talking to me whenever she saw me. We became friends after that. So, I have to ask, if it's caused you so much trouble, why are you still studying necromancy? I wanted to use it to become a doctor. The headmaster told us the same thing, but you could have just stopped after learning the healing spells. Why are you learning spells that can steal people's life force and raise undead? Life and death are two sides of the same coin. That's the key principle behind necromancy. The first undead was actually a failed attempt to resurrect a human using magic. Wow, I never knew that. Right now, both basic necromancy can only heal injuries and wounds, but it can't do anything for diseases or deformities. If I could just keep studying, I know I can create a new type of necromancy, one that can cure diseases and save lives. I think I can already guess the answer to this question, but how is your relationship with Catherine Bellwether? It's exactly what you'd expect. After word got out about what I was studying, Professor Bellwether would always target me. She'd start yelling at me for the smallest mistakes. She'd do that to some of the other students too. She'd focus on the ones that were poor like me. They hate the poors. That's terrible. I had to wake up each day dreading the possibility that she'd notice me in the hallways. I knew how to avoid her and stay out of her way. But sometimes she'd just come looking for me. I can't believe that after everything that she did, she's just gone. You must have mixed emotions about what happened. I honestly don't know how I feel about it. To be honest, I always wish she would just disappear. But now that's finally happened, I just feel more afraid. I think I'm starting to put things together now. Have you figured something out? Yeah, I just need to take some time to think through everything. The prosecution wants to implicate Wallace despite his alibi. They wouldn't have a reason to do this unless the evidence heavily implicated him. We've learned that Wallace is a necromancer, and he's the only person at the academy that's capable of high-level necromancy. There's a trace of necromancy on the body. That means they think that Wallace did one of his necromancy spells. Even without seeing the traces, it's pretty obvious the magic was used on the body. Right, because there aren't any wounds on it, and the autopsy report found no signs of poison or disease. If I know Prosecutor Steele wins, she probably already has a theory on which spell he might have used. Prosecution will probably argue that Wallace used one of his spells to kill Bellwether. Necrotic Blight. They would probably say that he used Necrotic Blight. That makes sense. Necrotic Blight would have drained the life force from her body. Yep. There we go. There's a pool of blood Catherine body. This is strange because she wouldn't have been wounded by Necrotic Blight. But that's where the contradiction lies. Let's suppose that Wallace did kill Bellwether using Necrotic Blight. There's something at the crime scene that wouldn't be there if that was true. He literally just said it. What? Oh, what? There we go. Necrotic Blight is a spell that doesn't inflict any visible wounds. There wouldn't have been any blood on the body. But then what really happened? That's the last piece. And if I had to guess, the information we need is being hidden by one of the witnesses who discovered the body, Valentina. She's definitely hiding something. Did you notice how she reacted when I asked if you scanned the room? Yeah, she ran away. She didn't even try to be stubborn about it. But the way she reacted, I think she may have been trying to hide herself from you to detect magic, which can only mean there's a magical trace on her. I wonder what she's trying to hide. There's only one way to find out. Next time you see her, could you subtly cast detect magic and scan her? Alright. It's been a while since we talked to her. Valerie also mentioned that it still had work to do today. She might be back in the academy's kitchen now. Those two are finally gone. I can finally get some cleaning done. Okay, there she is. Use detect magic to scan from here. Right. Just don't shout the incantation like you always do. I know that. Alright, here goes. Vaperio Arcanum. What the? What is it? There's a trace of magic on her. I knew it. Which school of magic is it? Illusion? Necromancy? There's a trace of necromancy on her. What? What do we do now? But now let's talk to her and see if we can get more information out of her. If all else fails, we can confront her with evidence we have. Oh, it's you two again. Miss Lannis, do you know that there's a trace of necromancy on Bellwether's body? That's what he used to kill the professor, right? A necromancy spell? That's the thing. If that were true, a lot of evidence we found doesn't make sense. I think someone else cast a spell on the body. Is it possible that you saw someone use magic on Bellwether? No, definitely not. Okay. Let's go. Let's get out my debating stick. Miss Landis, from the very beginning, I felt that you've been hiding something from us. There's something that you're not telling us about. What are you talking about? I've told you that it's everything I know. I've got nothing to hide. Miss Landis, it's clear to anyone how nervous you are. I can practically see the fear you're emanating right now. Tell us the truth. She thinks that doing so is she's false if it looks like a mention or not feel pity for him. It'd be a lot easier for the both of us. Let's say I were hiding something, which I'm not, by the way. Why should I tell you anything? I know my rights. You've already given your statement to the Inquisition. If the truth comes out, what do you think they'll do when they realize you lied to them? Who are you protecting, Miss Lannis? You talk big game, but I bet you can't actually prove anything, can you? You think I'm lying to protect someone? I don't even know any mages. I definitely didn't see anyone use magic on the body. You can't hide the truth from us, Miss Lannis. What? You said that you've never seen a necromancy spell before. If that were true, then why is there a trace of necromancy on you? Wait, what? There's a trace of necromancy on me? Maybe I was wrong about the animal people thing. I'll own up to that. I was wrong. This is crazy. Why is there a trace of necromancy on me? Am I going to die? Am I going to become a zombie? Calm down, Miss Lannis. Not all necromancy spells relate to the undead. Healing spells are also the school of necromancy. Healing spells. I'm so sorry, I just remember that there's something else I have to do. I'll be right back. Hey, come back here. She ran away again. I can catch her. There's no way she can outrun me. So let's say hypothetically, maybe her sister knows necromancy enough. And then hypothetically, her sister was the one who was supposed to try to resuscitate the body. Maybe she tried casting healing magic, but it didn't work because the body was already dead. If we can prove that in court tomorrow, then that proves that the necromancy spell on her is not from Wallace, but from the sister, which will buy us another day. No, the Inquisition is still stationed around the surrounding areas. They'd probably intervene if we'd start harassing one of the witnesses. That's true, but we weren't able to learn anything. Actually, I did learn one thing. She has a friend who casts healing spell on her. Really? How did you figure that out? Good deductive reasoning. Wow. Well, healing magic is also a form of necromancy, right? I guess that explains a trace on her. It's a good thing we know Wallace. Otherwise, we might have also thought that a necromancer was trying to kill her. That's it. What? Did you figure something out? This whole time, we've been wondering why there's a trace of necromancy on the body. It isn't because someone attacked Bellwether with a necromancy spell. Oh, like I just fucking said. It's because someone used necromancy in an attempt to heal her. Oh, I see. It doesn't matter what type of necromancy spell someone uses. Spells from the same school of magic leave the same type of trace. It's not just that, the body clearly has blood on it. What would happen if someone used a healing spell on a wounded body? It would close all of the body's wounds. In other words, it would remove any cuts or bruises. Well, interrogating Valentina may have been a dead end, but it still gave us what we needed to win this case. I'm not sure that was a dead end. What do you mean? It's not that suspicious that she asked someone to heal her if she injured herself. But if it's only that, why would she go to so much trouble to hide it? It's too coincidental. The wounds on the body were healed by an unknown person. and the person who found the body is hiding the identity of the healer. They'd have to be the same person. I guess that makes sense. So what do we do now? Valentina is definitely onto us. I doubt we'll get a third chance to speak with her. Hopefully what we have now is enough to acquit Wallace. Yep, you gotta drag Valentina to the witness stand. We know what it is. I demand to know why you're still holding onto my rapier. It's a precious family heirloom and I want it back. It's evidence in the current case. Evidence? The professor was killed with a necromancy. Was she though? Why are you asking me? You're the one who's investigating this. I suppose it doesn't matter. Just know that I will bring her murderer to justice, no matter who it may be. Introducing a new character that we didn't even get to see? Are you fucking serious? Is that another suspect that we're gonna... Oh, God damn it. All right, hold on. I'm gonna pause for a second and get something to drink. Okay. All right, now we're back. I got a Twizzler, and I got what's already 8, and some of my Gatorade. Because I gotta refresh ourselves for this fucking trial. Take some deep breaths and relax. Let me stretch for a second. Oh God. Stretching can be so good. Like the body is like stiff. Hi, Tyrion. Celeste, don't sneak up on me like that. Why are you so nervous? It's not as if this is your first time defending someone. I can't help it. There's something about this building that just fills me with anxiety. It's too bad Ruby can't make it. Couldn't make it. I'd say that you should calm down for Wallace's sake, but there are so many people here. They're all staring at me. The owls are prying into me like a pack of flesh-eating maggots. Gross. Don't worry, Wallace. Our investigation revealed a lot of weaknesses in the prosecution's case. We have a strong case for your acquittal. Okay. See, you can be confident when you want to be. Interesting. It's the Dream Team back again. Court is now in session for the trial of Wallace Nightgrave. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is also ready. Very well, let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Steelwind, could you please list the charges? The defendant is a student at the Wyvern Garden Imperial Academy. Mr. Nightgrave was in charge of first-degree murder, negligent misuse of arcane arts, and illegal practice of advanced necromancy. Necromancy? Do you mean to tell me that the defendant is a necromancer? I can't believe it. A necromancer in this day and age? How could the kingdom let this happen? Blah, 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 blah. I know everything because I'm just a passerby. I'm a fucking NPC. Your Honor, I would like to remind the court that they should view my client objectively. Of course, but one could easily see it from the list of charges. Necromancy plays a large role in the charges. Indeed, the crime occurred within the academy this morning. They held it the same. Oh, I guess they do that. An ace attorney. The victim is Catherine Bellwether, a professor at the law school. Although there were no witnesses, traces of necromancy were detected on the body. Furthermore, the autopsy report shows that the body has no physical wounds. I see. Necromancy is the only type of magic that can harm an individual without physically wounding them. Additionally, the alchemist's report shows no signs of poison or disease. Therefore, one can only conclude that the necromancer had committed the crime. As many of you know, necromancy is held under high scrutiny by the crown. Excuse me. Aside from the defendant, no other students were permitted to learn advanced aquatic magic. As such, the defendant was the only mage in that building capable of committing the murder. I see, that is certainly compelling evidence. Probably present a case the prosecution would like to call Commander Orm White to the stand. Okay. Commander White, please testify to the court about the Inquisition's findings. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. It started when the City Watch got a call from the Imperial Academy. Someone was attacked and the whole building was put on lockdown. We set up a perimeter around the area and waited for the lockdown system to deactivate. When we finally got into the building, the prosecutors personally inspected the body and detected traces of necromancy on it. There were no cuts or bruises on the body either. The entire body was clean. With those two pieces of evidence, we concluded that it could only be the necromancer kid that did it. Okay. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. Well, let's press away first. What time did this call come in? A little after 3 p.m. It was a few minutes after the murder was discovered. How secure was the perimeter? Is it possible that someone slipped past you? The Inquisition was working in conjunction with the City Watch and the King's Guard. With that many people at the scene, it's very unlikely that anyone escaped unnoticed. Why did the prosecutor inspect the body instead of the Inquisition? Well, how I conducted the investigation is irrelevant to the proceedings. Or would you like to insinuate that I'm not as competent as Commander White? While the court admits the prosecutor's actions are unorthodox, we see no reason to question the prosecutor's abilities. That's fair. Thank you, Your Honor. How carefully was the body checked? Perhaps the prosecution missed something. The coroner couldn't find the smallest cut, bruise, or fracture on the body. Furthermore, the alchemist's report shows no signs of poison or disease. The coroner was actually astounded by how unscathed the body was. And the prosecution believes that my client used aquatic blight. Yep, it's the only way the crime scene makes any sense. Aquatic blight? I'm afraid I've never heard of this spell before. Aquatic blight is a spell that drains the life force from its target. When you use it on a living human, it makes the bodily function cease, instantly killing them. I see. What a horrible spell. That child should have never been allowed to learn something like that. What were they thinking? We already investigated the crime scene, so we know that the Inquisition's theory contradicts one of the clues that we found. Right, all we do is present the contradiction to the court. Commander White, it appears that you've neglected to mention one key detail of the crime scene. Yeah, and what's that? During your testimony, you said that the entire body was clean. I will admit that there weren't any wounds on the body. However, the body was certainly not clean. At the scene of the crime, there was a large pool of blood located where the body was. This blood came from the victim's body, and it was definitely not clean like the commander testified. I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but I fail to see the significance of this. I'd like to remind the court of the prosecution's case against my client. They are accusing him of murdering the victim using aquatic blight, a spell which would not have physically wounded the victim. So why was there any blood at all? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The fact still stands, there were no wounds on the body, nor were there any reports of poison disease on the autopsy. There are clearly magical elements in this case. But Catherine Bellwether was bleeding profusely at some point. How else would there be a blood stain on the body? Do you have an explanation for that, Miss Steelwind? No, I'll admit that the prosecution doesn't have an explanation for that. And while I do find the clinical circumstances questionable, all other evidence clearly points to the defendant. If the victim wasn't killed by necromancy, why was this trace of it on the body? I'm glad you asked. I'd like to present a spell that could have left a trace of necromancy on the body. Mend wounds? Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that a healing spell? That's correct, Your Honor. Spells from the school of necromancy can control the forces of death and life. Mend wounds is in fact a necromancy spell. Really now, I wasn't aware of this. Now, I'd like the court to consider the following. What would happen if Bellwether was wounded and someone attempted to heal her using mend wounds? All of her wounds would disappear from her body. I see. Do you honestly think that I'm incompetent, Mr. Cuthbert? Frankly, I'm a little insulted. What? The Inquisition is well aware of what happens when a mage attempts to save a victim using mend wounds. The healers arrived at the scene, already confirmed that the victim was long dead. None of them attempted to heal her. Well, what if someone tried to heal her and didn't report it? Please, none of the healers would have anything to gain by doing so. In fact, as a necromancer, the defendant could have easily carried out the described scenario. He could have cast mend wounds on the victim after murdering her to confound the investigation. True. True. Your Honor, I'll admit that I don't have any evidence to support my theory. However, I do believe you can bring it to light. There may have been two people that witnessed someone cast magic on the body. Valentina and Valerie Lannis, the sisters that discovered the body. This is nonsense. We've already questioned those two witnesses extensively. If they had witnessed something like that, it would have come up in their testimony. If that's true, then you have nothing to lose by hearing their testimonies. Very well. If you're so confident, let's hear the witness's testimony. It seems the prosecution has no objections. However, this line of questioning leads nowhere. I'll see no reason to further prolong this trial. Do you understand, Mr. Cuthbert? Of course, Your Honor. Which one am I seeing right now? Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. A name? Witness, there's no need to be so nervous. We merely want to hear about what you saw the day of the murder. Right. It's just that the guy over there, You mean Mr. Cuthbert? Did this man harass you, witness? Wait a minute. Yeah. He, super harassed me. How shameful. I would expect a member of our justice system to behave more professionally. Oh, shut up. She's lying. Kind of. Anyways, please state your name and occupation for the court, Miss Lannis. My name is Valentina Lannis. I'm a member of the kitchen staff at the Wyvern Guard Imperial Academy. As I recall, you were one of the witnesses who discovered the body. Apparently, the defense finds your involvement suspect. Rest assured, Miss Lannis, in this courtroom, you will be protected from Mr. Cuthbert's harassment. Now, please testify to the court on what happened that day. Yeah. I was walking with my sister in the West Wing when we noticed something in a nearby classroom. We looked over to see what it was. That's when we saw Miss Bellwether bleeding on the ground. My sister tried her best to help her, but the professor had already lost a lot of blood. While my sister did that, I used an emergency communication device to call for help. but it was too late. By the time her bleeding stopped, she'd already lost too much blood. Okay, cool. So that means she lost a lot of blood, which means that she was bleeding, which means that someone had to have tried to close her wounds after the fact of her saying this, and they were the first person, they were the last people, they were the most recent people to find her body and watch her die, so only one of them could have been able to close those wounds. She's just digging her own hole. Holy shit, this is a fucking layup. If your theory is true, that means she just lied in her testimony. She's definitely holding something back. She definitely saw more than she's letting on. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. How does no one else realize this? Think about that. She's saying that the person just bled. Where are you two coming from? We came from the kitchen. We were taking a break after the lunch rush. What did you see in the classroom, Miss Landis? Do you notice anything else strange in the lecture hall? Well, there was that terrible smell. It was awful, almost couldn't see because of how much I was tearing up. But other than that, I was mostly focused on the professor. Miss Landis, how exactly did your sister try to help Miss Bellwether? What? My sister used first aid to try and stop the bleeding. I see. Could you please add that detail to your testimony? Yeah, sure. Your sister knows how to use a first aid kit? Yeah, it was covered in our training when we first started working. With all the nobles around, I guess the headmaster wanted to make sure we were prepared. Device? It's an artificial device that allows for long-range communication, aka what we call a walkie-talkie. Some of these devices are placed around the school for use during an emergency. I see, so who did you contact? It wasn't sure, honestly. I could hear a lot of people talking on the other end. That particular device broadcast to the headmaster's office in the City Watch barracks. I imagine that's why the headmaster was able to activate the lockdown so quickly. I see. That must have been a difficult experience for both of you. It was especially hard on my sister. I think she blames herself for not being able to save her. We didn't like the Professor Bellwether, but we still didn't want her to die. Okay. Honestly, your testimony makes a lot of sense. It's hard to figure out which part she might be lying about. There has to be a contradiction here somewhere. Your theory is that Valentina saw someone use mend wounds on Bellwether. You should focus on statements that describe how they both interacted with her. Okay, so just go back to what we just had before. Objection! Fuck! Your Honor. Wait, pressure to the wound. No wound. She had no wound. Witness, what is the meaning of this? What? Why are you looking at me like that? Maybe I can elaborate, Miss Lannis. You weren't present in the gallery earlier, were you? No, I was waiting in the lobby. Lady Steven told me to wait there. Well, I suppose I should consider myself lucky. You see, Miss Lannis, one key element of this case is that the body didn't have any wounds on it. Yes, so? So please explain to the court, Miss Lannis. How did Valerie apply first aid when there shouldn't have been any wounds on the body? What? There's clearly something amiss here. I'm afraid I don't fully understand the implications of this because you're not thinking smart enough. Are you accusing the witness of committing perjury, Mr. Cuthbert? Yeah. Yep. The witness was lying, Your Honor, but not about everything. Valerie Lannis did try to save the victim's life by addressing her wounds, but she didn't use first aid, she used magic.
Objection!
I'm sorry, Mr. Cuthbert, but your theory is completely flawed. How so, Miss Steelwind? Well, it's quite simple. We've already verified that neither of the sisters are mages. What? Wait, how can you be so sure? During the investigation, we had both the Lannister sisters attuned to a spell compendium. It's standard procedure for the Inquisition when interviewing witnesses. Then that means... That's correct. Neither of the Lannister sisters could attune to a compendium. Haha, that's right. Oh, that's easy. Valentina basically pretended to be her sister, and then she went to the spell compendium herself and attuned to it again. And you want to test that out? Then if we want to test that out, then we can have... How will we prove that? We can prove it with the spell compendium by having her sister try it. That's right, the Inquisition checked us both. Neither of us are mages. Celeste, is it possible for a mage to hold a spell companion and avoid attuning to it? No, it just needs to be on their person. When I was arrested, the Inquisition also made me attune to one of their spell compendiums. They were really careful to make sure that I did the attunement correctly. There's no way a mage could avoid attuning to a compendium with them watching you. Now if you are done, I do believe you've exhausted all your options. Wait, I'm still not done cross-examining this witness. What could you possibly hope to glean from a testimony? There's one key element of her testimony that the court is overlooking. I have a right as an attorney to complete my cross-examination. Your Honor, the defense is clearly trying to buy time. I might be compelled to agree with you. However, I also admit that some elements of the witness's testimony are quite peculiar. What did I say like that? It's peculiar. Well, allow the defense to perform one more cross-examination. But no, this is your last chance, Mr. Cuthbert. If you produce nothing substantial, I will pass my verdict. Of course, Your Honor. Witness, please give me your testimony. Give your testimony once more. Okay. Like I said, my sister and I saw Miss Bellwether bleeding on the ground. We rushed over there. Now that you mention it, I don't know if I saw any wounds on her, but I definitely saw blood. My sister tried to save her, but she didn't use any magic. Neither of us is a mage. Both of us held that book the knights gave us. Yep. This one. It's this one. The commander was watching us the whole time. He can confirm it. Oh, yep. Yep, there we go, there we go, there we go. What are we going to do? They have pretty hard proof that Valerie isn't a mage. Valerie is the mage we're looking for. I'm sure of it. I'm just not sure why they felt the need to lie to the Inquisition. Miss Lannis, your thoughts betray you. What? Almost went to the statements. Running and spinning. Yep. Miss Lannis, there's something I want to confirm. During the investigation, both you and Valerie attuned to a spell compendium. Am I correct? Yeah, that knight watched us do it. And how did he have you do this? Did you both attune to this compendiums at the same time? Or did you attune one after another? What? I fail to see how that makes any difference, Mr. Cuthbert. Yes, I agree. The spell compendiums would work regardless of what order they went in. You may not be aware of this, Your Honor, but Valentina and Valerie Lannis are identical twins, which means their physical appearances are nearly identical to each other. If Commander White didn't have them attuned at the same time, what would stop the twins from switching places with each other?
Objection!
This is clearly nothing but baseless conjecture. Orm wouldn't fail about such a basic task. They're twins. I could see him making the mistake. Really, Prosecutor Steelwind, do you find it hard to believe that Commander White would fail at a task like this? Oh, poor Commander White. Wait a minute, this is crazy. We didn't trick the Inquisition. My sister and I are not mages. Then prove it, Miss Lannis. Bring in your sister and we'll have you attune to 2 spell companions at the same time. No, wait. Order in the court. It's clear that we won't get anywhere unless we test the defense's theory. Bailiff, escort Valerie Lannis to the stand and bring 2 unattuned spell compendiums. They both had their hands on the spell compendiums for the last 10 minutes. There's no way they could fake it from in front of this many people. No, did he seriously? Yeah. Oh, Commander White's getting cut in his pay. What is it, Prosecutor Steelwind? What do you see? What I see is Commander White seeking new employment in the near future. No, not new employment. It appears the defense was correct. Valentina Lannis isn't a maid, but Valeria Lannis is. What's more, Valeria Lannis' compendium contains the Men Rune spell, which makes the defense's theory entirely plausible. Please, just allow me to explain. We should allow you to explain what exactly. You're unregistered mage, and you and your sister have been made fools out of all of us with your perjury. How would you know what it's like, Lady Steelwind? What? Did you think we didn't notice your name? You're not like us. You don't have to hide. Whatever. This whole situation has gotten out of hand. I didn't think hiding it would cause so much trouble. And I won't let someone go to prison because of me, even if he is a necromancer. Please let me testify about what I saw. I'll tell you what really happened that day. Very well. But understand that there will be repercussions for your actions, witness. Yes, I know. Alright, here's the meat and potatoes. Oops. My sister and I were walking in the hallway from the kitchen to the foyer. Then I suddenly spotted the professor lying in a pool of blood in a nearby classroom. Valentina used a communication device to call for help while I tried to save her. I saw that she was bleeding, so I cast Men Runes on her to close her wounds. But it was too late. I closed a hole in her stomach, but she was already dead. There was a hole in her stomach. Your Honor, as you can clearly see from the witness's testimony, the trace of necromancy was left by the witness, not my client. What's more, it's clear that there was a physical wound on the body. I see. Well, very well. The court sees no reason to prolong this trial. With these new developments, the court has no choice but to find Wallace Whitegrave not. Hold on. She's gonna be like, oh, he could have stabbed. I believe the court is ignoring one key detail of the witness's testimony. And what would that be, Miss Steelwind? Let's re-examine the witness's testimony. The communication device that Valentina Lannis used logs the time of day during each use. From this log, we know Valentina used this device at 3:04 p.m. This was an hour after the time of death. Where are you going with this? Mr. Cuthbert, there was a witness who saw the victim before the body was found, Jan Hughes. He, along with another witness, spotted Bellwether walking in the hallways before the body was found. Oh, we're getting the case name. Oh, she's gonna argue that he killed her and then used necromancy on her and had her go over to the 20-30 minutes before the body was found. Do you see the discrepancy, Mr. Cuthbert? Bellwether died more than an hour before the body was found. How did Jan see her a half an hour after her death? I wonder, Mr. Cuthbert, how would one make a dead body move and walk around? No, you can't mean. There was more than one piece of evidence that pointed to a necromancer committing the crime. The defendant murdered the victim and used necromancy to animate her corpse. An undead created within the Imperial Academy? How reprehensible. That's ridiculous. She had a hole in her stomach when the twins found her. Jan Hughes would have noticed that. An animate corpse stops the flow of blood. She wouldn't have tracked blood anywhere. The defendant is also proficient with illusion magic. He could have easily used an illusion spell to hide the undead Bellwether's wounds. I do think, as I said before, and we'll find this out next time we play this, that there was illusion magic used when Jan Hughes found her, but that's because he saw an animated construct. He told the arcane construct that was illusion to be heard, that said be quiet because it was ordered to say be quiet at a specific time, and it only said it said be quiet to him even though he didn't say anything because it wasn't really heard. And we know for a fact, and we know for a fact that they can't speak. Good. But another party could have easily used illusion magic to disguise themselves as the victim. If that were true, how did they move the body to the classroom? Mysterious, if your theory is true, it would mean that the murder occurred elsewhere. Would the acquisition happen to know where? Regrettably, we do not. Then the prosecution's case against my client is still faulty. We can't convict my client without more evidence. I agree with Mr. Cuthbert. With these new developments, the court sees it fit to suspend the trial for the time being. It will give law enforcement time to investigate these unknowns. Court proceedings for this case will resume tomorrow morning. Court is adjourned. Damn, this shit is fast. Holy shit, the trial parts are fast. Hey, are you feeling okay? Okay, how's everyone? Let's open a case. Let's read animate wounds again. Animate corpse again. The minions follow the caster's orders, but its intelligence is limited and it cannot speak. Okay, what did the witness say that saw the quote-unquote dead body? Even though Jan didn't say anything to her, she yelled at him to be quiet. Okay. Illusory disguise. It takes on a visual appearance, but it's only purely visual. There is no auditory attachment to it, which means, ergo, that what he saw here, if it's speaking, cannot have been animate corpse. Meaning, it is my theory, as I said before, that it is actually illusory disguise, which, I mean, almost every single person involved with this damn case knows illusion magic. Illusory disguise on an animate corpse, which has her voice, the victim's voice, already attached to it, which can be adjusted by, oh, look at that, the Academy headmaster, my prime suspect. What a coincidence. God. Tyrion. Tyrion. What? You've been quiet since the trial ended. You were making me worried. Sorry, I was just thinking about what Steelwood said. You mean about her theory? It's a little creepy when you think about it. Do you really think someone turned the professor into an undead? I don't think so. The prosecution's case is hinged on one clear fact, that Wallace was the only higher level necromancer nearby. We have to assume that he's the only person capable of using that type of magic. But then how is she walking around? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It's a given that Wallace didn't touch the body, so we can discount the use of high-level necromancy. However, I do want to see one thing. Headmaster plans to kill my prime suspect, plans to kill the victim beforehand, drops a foul classroom spell in there to make it so no one goes into lecture hall class, the hall 2B, so that, you know, no one can determine his trick, kills her in the classroom, leaves, keeps her there for however long, died at 2:01, right? He was seen, they found the body at 3:04. So he saw the body at 2:34, let's say. No. Yeah, right at 2:34. Right? So kills her, leaves the room. This is the hard part. Kills her, leaves the room. Decides to sets up the thing with the construct to make it look like her. So he disguises the construct using magic to look like her, has her go by, has her create an alibi by having it say be quiet and knock over a vase on purpose in order to capture this guy's attention. Not necessarily knowing that he would be out there, but also just because like, if you make a noise that people would probably look out and see, oh look, there she is. Have her be witnessed going into the hall, into the maybe the crime scene, we'll call it. Let's say the scene of the crime, right? And then keeps the construct in there. If we find a construct that was used, there, we have a case. Because the only thing else I could think of, if she notices that there was a construct in there, then we have a case because we know that's a construct that was used to be disguised as her. If not, then we had to find a way to find out how that construct disappeared from that room after the fact, because that's the only suspicious thing that would incriminate him. Because if we found this construct and it detect magic on it, the right construct, we would have traces of illusion magic on it, most likely. Or would it disappear after a day? Because I'm not sure how long traces of magic, stay on something. No matter what, someone use an illusion. But aren't there spells that create freestanding illusions, not just disguises? I honestly don't know. We need to talk to someone who knows about that type of magic. Wait, didn't Eris say that she was studying illusion magic? She might be able to tell us if something like that is possible. Is that really a good idea? What do you mean? What if she's the one who created the illusion? What? Celeste, are you scared of Eris? What? No. I saw it this morning too. You always get really scared when she's around. Oh, I thought I was doing a better job of hiding it. Sorry, it's not based on anything real, but for years I've been working as a mercenary. When you do that kind of work, you build up an instinct to sense danger. You kind of have to if you want to stay alive. Sorry, I never knew. Tyrion, I fought literal monsters and barely escaped with my life. But when I'm near Eris, none of those creatures come even close. I get this feeling. It's like I'm in front of a predator that I couldn't ever hope to beat. So every instinct I have tells me to run whenever she's close by. Really, but she doesn't seem that dangerous. I know. I think maybe I'm just anxious or something. I should know better than anyone not to judge people by their appearance. Sorry, I forgot I said anything. Forget I said anything. If you think we should talk to her, then we should do that. But aside from that, there was also something else that the prosecutor said. Another witness. He said, along with another witness. That means that there was another witness that saw Bellwether walking around. Right, Jan probably isn't the most reliable witness. So talking to the other person might help us figure out what happened. But do you think Steelwind would tell us who that witness was? At this point, we won't lose anything by trying. All right. We're going to stop here. Oh, well, that doesn't think I was going to quit the game or anything. But okay, we're going to stop there. I just want to go back to the main menu. Whoopsies. And then we'll continue more on determining what happened in this case next week. Honestly, I probably could have done more of this and played this today, but I'm also, even though I did take a good nap, I'm also super tired because I didn't get much sleep last night. And me walking for, I guess, a total of like 2 miles, which isn't a lot to a lot of people, but it's a lot to me. When I split it up into 2 separate things, it's a lot to me. Kind of needs to be pooped. So we're gonna call it early, and then next week we're gonna finish this, or perhaps again, maybe we'll do this tomorrow. Because all I have is a wildcard Wednesday for tomorrow. Which means it's really just whatever I feel like. So if I decide to stream tomorrow, because remember, wildcards and surprise Saturdays, wildcard Wednesdays and surprise Saturdays are like my, if I stream, I stream. If I don't, I don't. And if I do, I don't know what I'm streaming sometimes until literally like minutes beforehand. If I do decide to stream, maybe we'll just do some more Tyrion Cuthbert because I'm down to do that, and I'm highly doubt it's going to be a long stream anyway. And then, yeah, that would be a good time. I mean, we don't have, it's like have any other H220 games I'll be playing anytime soon, so we can take our time with this too if we wanted to. And there's only what, 6 cases. But anyway, so tomorrow's Wildcard Wednesday. Maybe we'll play this. Either it'll be this, Donkey Kong Country, or well, that's it really. It's only those two if we're streaming something. Maybe Wuthering Waves. I haven't come back to Wuthering Waves in a while. I like having Woo Wednesdays. God forbid I actually play Uma Musume on stream or something. Thursday we'll do Metal Wolf Chaos and finish off that bad boy that we've been holding off on for a while. Not for a while, since like last week. I regret that I was not able to do a whole entire stream and finish it all on July 3rd last week. But also, I got stuck on that second level for way too damn long. Way too damn long. Each level was, I guess, supposed to be 30 minutes because it's like 14 levels. And I looked it up. It takes 7 hours to beat, as I mentioned before. And it took me an hour and a half to beat that to beat that level. And then, yeah, so nothing Friday. And then Saturday, surprise Saturday, which in hindsight, now think about it, like we'll have what, either Tyrion Cuthbert or DKC there, or FF14, or something else, or nothing if I'm like overcumbered by too much stuff. Well, we'll see. We're really, this month is going to be me mostly playing by ear. Tyrion Cuthbert and Nausea are my only mainstays in terms of stuff I'm streaming for Tuesdays and Mondays respectively. But other than that, like, it's open season. You know, I usually kind of plan things like way ahead of time, be like, oh, this month I'm doing this, but like for July, I'm just like, we'll see what I get. And same thing kind of for we get into August. The only thing I have planned is to play Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker after a small break from the Metal Gear Solid games. Anyhow, let's find some people to wade into. Holy shit, everyone's fucking live now. Oh, this makes this so much easy. Okay then. Let's go and sing. Ooh, that's big. Let's go and to Nagin. Yeah, that'll work. That's a solid plan. Yeah. Oh, it's funny. Someone who I follow is playing the Walking Dead games, and I'm just like, that's funny, because the case is called The Walking Dead. So anyway, yeah, that's our plan. I do want to play some like Switch 2 games or something. I don't know, because I got like, the Pro Controller now. But I don't know. Maybe I'll play some Tears of the Kingdom like on the side over here. And then I will be getting Bonanza soon. I don't know if I want to make that a stream game or not. I'm leaning towards no. But I also don't mind playing it the first time on stream. So if that's the case, I will play that on the 17th. Or I guess I'll play it on, well, we'll see. Well, I'll find a time to play that because it comes out on the 17th. Which is usually a Throwback Thursday day, but maybe I'll make an exception depending on how I feel. Anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching the stream. Thank you for watching the VOD if it exists. I highly doubt it, but maybe I'll get around to that at some point. And bye.